Hi, I just wanted to share with you a little bit about having become a unique presenter, and it's all still very new to me, and I'm still getting used to it all. But I just wanted to share with you one piece of information that is, I probably haven't made it clear in the previous videos. If you buy this month's presenters kit for £69, then you get everything except for your foundation to do an entire face. If you then also buy this month's Kudos, which is the foundation and primer and everything to go with that, then you've got everything that you need to do your face. So I thought I would show you a video of me doing my entire face just using those two items. So first of all, I'll show you what you get in the presenter kit. First of all, the presenter kit comes in this beautiful box. It's a leatherette feel to it, and it's got a good solid metal catch on the front that ties in quite nicely. Sorry, I'm having to do this mirrored, but you can see it says Younique across the front there. Hopefully the sun's catching that. There we go. And then once you open it up, you get a huge amount of stuff inside the kit. Now, I've had a play with my kit, so I know what it's got in it. Let's start with the skincare stuff. You get 3 samples of their face mask. This is the Younique Royalty Detoxing Mask, and I can't wait to try it out. I haven't had a chance yet because it only arrived and then I went off on holiday for Easter. But you get 3 of those. You then get the Royalty Pore Purifying Cleanser. So at the end of the day, when you've taken off all of your makeup, this is what you wash your face with, and again, it's absolutely gorgeous. It says massage onto dampened face and rinse with warm water, and it's really soothing and feels really good. You then also get the Royalty Instant Lifting Serum, and this is just incredible. This is £50 on its own. Right, so then we get on to makeup. And in the makeup section, you get an eye palette that has 7 very pigmented colours in it, exceedingly coloured. Just the neutrals and browns that you would need for an average day. It does come with a mirror, and it has a magnetic clasp closing. There are other palettes that you can buy as well, but this is what comes with the presenter's kit. Oh, I forgot. Also in the skincare stuff, you also get the Rose Water Toning Spritz. So this is what you start off with. You also then get a 1 cream eyeshadow in Hopeful. This is the Splurge range. And this one comes with a beautiful purple label on it. And it's just a very nice shimmery rose colour that would suit most complexions. Now I've got a little tip to work with that Splurge. You get 1 lip pencil in Plush, which is a nice neutral nude. You get an eyeliner in Perfect, which is a good quality black. And then you also get a brow pencil. This one's in Medium, if I remember correctly. Dark. And again, not every complexion can suit the dark, but I can show you how to make it work. You get the liquid lipstick Splash, and this one comes in the colour, does it say what colour it comes in? Not sure that I can read it because I haven't got my glasses on. Sentimental, which is a mauvey nude. Goes really nicely with the lip liner. They have thought about how things are going to go together. You then get this beautiful golden lip gloss in the colour Luna, and it just makes your lips shine if that's the sort of look you're in for. I'm not much of a lip gloss fan, but it is nice. It's very moisturizing, and it comes with a mirror on it, so when you're out and about, it's useful if it's in your purse because you can redo your lip. Next, it comes with the 3D Lash Mascara. Now, this is what Younique is most famous for. This is the mascara that gives you false lash effect, and I find it wonderful. And the fact that it doesn't, you don't have to go for the false lash effect. You can just use it as a normal mascara. And I'll show you 2 ways to use it. And then, last but not least, you get 2 quality brushes. The first brush is a double-ended brush, and on it you get a nice soft angled brush and a sponge brush on this end. And then the other one is called their deluxe brush, and it's just a really nice fluffy brush for blending, for doing all sorts of things. Now, then with that kit, I can do a full face minus foundation. If you then buy this month's Kudos, which is £79, in the Kudos package, you get the Touch Concealer in the colour of your choice, and I can help you colour match. You get the foundation, again, in the colour of your choice, and again, I can help you colour match. You get the primer, which is a huge bottle of primer that will last you for ages because you only need the tiniest amount. And you get their makeup brush, and it has a little hole in the centre, and it's a really dense, high fibre synthetic brush. So now, in addition to that, I've also purchased another splurge. This is called the Splurge, and it's in the shade Victorious, and it's very close to my skin tone. So I use this. This becomes a kind of a foundation base for my eyelids. So I'm going to start with the basics, and we're going to start with the serum. Now, this is the Instant Lifting Serum. I've already moisturized and done my morning skincare routine, but this is just the serum to go on top. And I'm just going to put a couple of pumps worth onto my face. If I look over the tops of your head, it's because I have a mirror set up behind my laptop. One more lot. And that's just a really hydrating serum. Okay. So then I'm going to spritz with the rose water toner, and I can already feel that serum doing its work. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, and it really smells of roses. It's got a really nice, gentle perfume to it. Now, I will hasten to point out that although I sell Younique products, if I didn't like something, I would tell you that I don't like it. Right, so I'm just drying that off, and now I'm going to put on some primer. So, here's my glorious primer, and I'm literally going to take no more than a pea's size drop. Okay? Dab, 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 dab. That was the one I started from, wasn't it? Okay? And as I finish something, finished with something, I'm just putting it in the case down beside me. Right, so I'm going to work that in all over my face, down my nose. Some days, if I'm feeling particularly dry, I might use a little bit more primer just to allow the makeup to glide on. Primer will allow your foundation to stick a bit. Kind of gives your foundation something to cling to. Right, so now we're going to go in with the foundation. So this is from the Kudos range. So the primer and the foundation are from the Kudos package that is in addition to the basic kit. So we're going to start by giving a good shake. And then we're going to give that eyedropper a good squeeze. And it's basically one eyedropper full, which is about 5 or 6 dots onto your brush. Okay, I just kind of, until the dry eyedropper starts to complain. So that's as much foundation as I'm going to use at the moment. And once I've done one layer, because this is a buildable foundation, I can decide if I've done enough or if I want better coverage. During the day, I have a tendency to go one layer. And then if I'm going out of an evening, I leave the daytime makeup on and just jazz it up for the evening. So this is going to be my daytime look. And you can see it still allows my freckles to show through, so it still shows me as being me. You know, I'm still human underneath all of this. Well, as human as I can be. But it just evens out the skin tone and it feels really light. Okay. Now, most people would at this point do concealer. I don't. I go on to doing my brows and shadows, and once I've done all of my shadow, then I do concealer so that I can get all of this bit under here. So we're going to leave the Kudos kit for the moment. We're going to go back to the basic presenters kit. So I'm going to go in with the brow pencil, and this is where my trick for how you can make a dark brow pencil work for you. You can see it's a very, very fine tip. If I get it up high enough, you can see how oh, that's hard to do it in mirrored. You can see how fine that tip is, and it's got a winder so that it winds up. Hang on, so get this winding up. If I hold it in the right place, you can see it winds up and gets longer, but it also winds backwards. So many of these eyebrow pencils don't wind backwards, so once you've wound it out, that's it, that's the product out. And it's got a nice spoolie on the end. So we're going to start with a spoolie, and we're just going to neaten up those, just brush those eyebrows into place. Now my eyebrows are very sparse. I do have eyebrows back here, but you can't see them because they're blonde. Okay, so that's just going to tidy that up. Now, if you're ever plucking your eyebrows, don't pluck above your eyebrows, always pluck below, leave the above alone. Or otherwise you'll regret it in the late future. Okay, so now we're just going to start little tiny strokes. And what we want to do is we want to fill in from there, this point on the eyebrow, to this point on the eyebrow, so about where that freckle starts. Some people navigate by the stars, I navigate by my freckles. Little tiny strokes to make them look like hairs as much as possible. And go very gently with it. And then through this little bit, just again, little tiny strokes so that they look like hairs. You don't want your eyebrows to look false. So again, we're going to go from about there to about there. Okay, so just check that again. So about there is where they start. Again, little strokes. The nice thing about this brush, this pencil, is that it's so fine that I can do these little tiny hair-like movements, hair-like strokes. Let's just double check that. Needs to go out just a little bit further. Okay, now that's black. That's very dark, which when my hair's this colour isn't too much of an issue. You can see it's quite a dark colour. But I'm naturally a mousy brown, so I might not necessarily want it to be that colour. So at that point, we open the Addiction Eye Palette, the #1 Addiction Eye Palette. There's a really nice warm brown in this palette. So I just take the double-ended brush, which is actually called the Angled Shadow Sponge Brush. And the angled shadow brush is just the right length, just the right. I can take a little, you only need a tiny amount. This stuff is so pigmented. If I just show you, a little tiny brush on the back of my hand, and that's how much comes up on it. So I literally have just gone tap, 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 and that's it. And then I'm just going to brush through some of that brown into the eyebrow. And the moisture of the brow brush, of the brow pencil, will capture just a little bit of that shadow and make it less black and make it more brown. Okay, so that's my eyebrows done. So now we're going to move on to actual eyes. So the next bit that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the splurge. This is in the shade Victorious, and it's the same colour almost as the skin on my eyelids. So I'm just going to take this and spread a little over my eyes. And it doesn't take much, but can you see how it just evens out the skin tone of my eye? Removes some of that redness. Now that's a tiny amount that I've used there. Really, really tiny amount. If you use too much and you're close to my age, you will find that every single wrinkle on your lids, I mean it's already quite bad anyway, but every single wrinkle on your lids will show up. So the idea of this is to use it just as a base, a foundation if you like, for your eyes. You can use concealer and it does a very similar job, but I find that this stops the creasing because I have hooded eyes. I find that my eyeshadow has a tendency to crease as the day goes on. So this is my prevention to stop it from creasing. Okay, so now I'm going to take the eye palette and I'm going to take this last shadow on the end, which is called Elated. That's a bone colour. And I'm going to be quite liberal with it. And paint that all over my eye. All over the Victorious that I just placed on it. But again, each time I go into the palette, it's just a few strokes. Don't go digging. If you go digging, then you'll get a lot of fallout. And what is fallout? Fallout is eyeshadow wasted. Don't waste it. Use small amounts and build up your layers slowly. Take your time, be patient. Okay, right, so now using that same brush, I'm going to take some of that brown that we used in our brows. It's called Chipper. And again, just the tiniest amount, little tiny amount. And I'm going to, because I have hooded eyes, I'm going to put this shadow just above my crease. This will make my eye seem a little bit bigger. See, my crease is here, but if I open my eyes, all of that disappears. So what I want to do is I want to put it about where that fold starts there, because that will send it backwards and recede it into my eyes. Tiny amounts. Again, same on the other side. At a time. Brush off your brush on the back of your hand to give yourself a bit more cleaner brush. And then blend that in. Now if it's not blending in well, just take a little bit more of Elated and go over the top of that. And that will allow it to blend in without you having any harsh lines. And just keep going now. Blend, 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 blend is the aim of the game. Okay, we're going to blend over this side now. A little bit more of Elated. just a little bit more of chipper. Again, build up slowly. And we want to take it up just a little bit higher now. Don't want to take it lower onto the lid because that just disappears. So what we want to do is just take it up, and again that will send the eye socket back again visually and make your eyes look a bit bigger. Blend, blend, blend. Now because I have fairly close set eyes, I'm putting the emphasis of the eyeshadow on this corner and up in here, not here. If I do that, that will bring my eyes closer together. So again, a little bit more of the chipper and go on to the other side. Start off at the high crease, a little bit more of elated, and blend. And blend. And we've got a little bit more on this side than we have on this side. So again, I'm just going to do another little dunk. See how I just dunk into chipper ever so slightly. Don't go digging. Brush it off. You will need to clean the back of your hand at the end of this. Okay, so we have a bit of chipper on our eyes. Now I'm just going to move back to the double-ended brush, and this time I'm going to take the sponge end. Now I haven't used a sponge in a long time, so this has taken a little bit of adjustment to get used to. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick the edge of the sponge brush into chipper. Excuse me, got a bit of a cold. And I'm going to run it through the edge of that colour. Again, just the tiniest, softest amount. And I'm going to kind of run that along the top of my eye line. To get a really smudgy look to it. Then I'm going to dip the other side of it in, and I'm going to go in on the lower lash this time and do the same thing. Okay, so again on this side, dip one side in, over the top and use it as an eyeliner. Dip the other side in and go under the lower lashes. Now this one I need a hand from my other hand. And then I'm just going to take the angled end of that brush, and I'm just going to smoke that out underneath. Blend, blend, blend. Blend that into the top shadow. Okay. So for daytime, then what I would do is I would take, now where's it gone? I would take my eyeliner and just line the top lash. Go over that, where I just put that shadow just in the top, right tight up against the lash line. Don't worry about getting it too straight because we're going to smoke it out. And again, just under the eyelashes. I had a warning from my optometrist that if you put a crayon or a pencil eyeliner on your lower waterline, over the years it will damage the tear ducts in your lower lash line. And you may find that your eyes are more sensitive to cold air. I certainly do. My eyes water when I'm outside. Okay. Now, if you've got beautiful big eyes, then by all means, eyeline away. But if you've got small eyes like I have, then this trick will make your eyes elongated this way. So I'm just drawing from about where my pupil is in the center of my eyelid out to the side. And I'm kind of doing a smudgy wing. I'm not very good at wings, so. And then underneath the eye, I'm trying not to block the camera here. Again, draw the line underneath those lashes to about the center of the eyelid. Let's check to see how that's matching up to the other side. Okay, just flick it out a bit more at the side here. There we go. Okay, that's my eyeliner. And now I'm going to go back to my double-ended brush, and I'm just going to smudge out that pencil so that it kind of blends in with that brown colour. Okay, and if you're happy with that, that would be my daytime stuff. I might put a little bit of forthright in on the corner if I was going into work, but you know what, for the playground that would be my eye look for the day. That would do me. So then I would go on to putting on the concealer. So we're now flipping back to the Kudos package for £79. This is the last item in the Kudos package. This is the Mineral Touch Skin Perfecting Concealer. And I've got the shade Scarlet, which is the lightest. My foundation is Organza, which is 3 shades in. And they kind of go pink, yellow, pink, yellow, pink, yellow. So I've got one with a slightly yellow undertone. And I've gone for the Scarlet Concealer, which is the lightest of the concealers with the right colour undertone for me. And to do a concealing, I just need the tiniest amount. You wouldn't believe how little. Look at that tiny, tiny little dot. That's all I need to do under my eye without any problems. In fact, that will probably do a bit more than under one eye. Kind of do about 1.5, maybe 2. Here we go. And I just blend that out. The warmth of your finger is enough to just melt that concealer into your skin. But sometimes what I find is after I've done that, and you can see it's a bit patchy, what I sometimes do is I take my foundation brush, which still has a tiny amount of the foundation left on it, and I just work that brush under the eye, and that just pushes all of that concealer into the skin. Now, most of us are pushing to the point where there aren't many other things we want to conceal. Recording. Yes, we are. I have a little bit of rosacea that I quite like to cover up, so I'm going to take another even smaller little pip, and I'm just going to put it on this side and a tiny bit on this side as well. It really is. I'm putting the tiniest amount on this fingertip. This concealer is going to last for ages. Okay, and again, I'm just blending it in with my brush. This also works as a really good spot concealer if you get it in the same colour as your foundation, but it will act as a highlighter to brighten your complexion. Okay, so now where are we on to? We've done, okay, so now we want to do a little bit. Now, the observant amongst you will have noticed that there is no contour or highlight palette in the kit. So I'm going to just show you a little trick. I'm going to take my deluxe brush, if I don't drop it first, my big deluxe brush, the biggest of the brushes. And again, there's no big powder brush or anything in this kit, so how am I going to do this? And I'm just going to take some of that chipper again, tiny amount, and we're just going to go from the top of the ear down a little bit. Again, top of the ear down a little bit. No more than that. Okay, and then we're going to take the foundation brush and we're going to use that to blend it all in. Now the idea of contour is that people shouldn't be able to see that you've contoured. It should look natural. So when you see lots and lots of people doing all of this bronzing and stuff, they actually don't need a huge amount. But if you think you do, like I just need a bit more here, and I'm going to take it up a bit into my hairline, sculpt in that side of my face, give myself some cheekbones which are slowly re-emerging. Those of you who don't know, I am on a very low calorie weight loss program. I'm just about to go into, I've just finished the end of week 7. That was what that alarm was just then. Which means I'm about to go into week 8. And as soon as I finish this video, I will go downstairs and weigh myself again, and we'll find out how much weight we've lost this week. The nice thing about doing it with a small brush is that you can really control where your contour is going to go. So you can decide exactly how much or how little contour you want and where you want it to go. With a bigger brush, that's actually quite hard. And then the foundation brush does a great job of blending it all in. Okay, so there's the contour. And what I can also do is just take a light dusting of that and take it down my nose. Now my nose is pretty skinny to start off with, and I don't particularly want to emphasize it too much. So if I just take a little stripe down there, and again, okay, sorry about that. We were interrupted by a small person. While we were off camera, I just did a little bit more sculpting to bring out that contouring a little bit more. So I'm going to stop there in terms of contouring. Right, so now, again, the observant amongst you will have noticed that there's no blusher. However, there is this lovely liquid lipstick, very pigmented, so you've got to go carefully with this stage. Again, just the tiniest amount on your face will be enough to give you a blush. So, little tiny thick flick like that, and then we blend in with that. Look at how pigmented that is. So then I take the foundation brush and we just blend that in. Wow, that is so pigmented. Oh, big mistake, Jude. I will tidy that up with a bit of foundation. Wrong finger. So we'll try that again. Flip. Move it around a bit with the finger. Probably need to take off a bit because it's very, very pigmented. And then we're going to just blend that in before it dries down. Now, just going to fix up this mistake that I made with a bit of foundation. Just put 3 dots on there. There we go. Problem solved. Okay, so we're now blushed up. And the best bit is that the blusher will blend in with the lipstick because it's the same product. There's a little trick. If you're short of a product or you're traveling and you want to minimize the amount of stuff that you're taking with you, that's the way to do it. Use your lipstick as a blusher. Now, the others, you will have also noticed that there's no highlighter, and highlighter is the big thing now. So this splurge is perfect as a lovely highlighter. It's just a very soft pink. So with my finger, just take a little bit into, it's creamier than the Victorious. I think that's probably because it's got a bit of sparkle in it. So I'm just going to take a little bit and we're just going to touch in a highlight there at the top of the cheek. And you want to be careful with highlighter because it can pick up all the texture in your face. And I have quite a lot of texture in my face thanks to my ancestors. I've got this little mole here and I've got the moles on my eyebrows, so I just need to be careful. So there we go, we've got a bit of highlight going on the tops of the cheeks. Do a little bit on the end of the nose, go carefully with that. Top of the Cupid's bow. And if there's anywhere else that you like to highlight, please feel free to go ahead and highlight. Right, so now we get on to mascara. Now my day mascara is very simple. All I do is the Younique mascara, the 3D lash mascara, comes in this little bag. And it comes in 2 tubes. The big tube is the mascara and the small tube is the fibre lash. Now, for a daytime look, I just used the mascara. So simply take it out of the wand and use it like a normal mascara. Nothing too sophisticated with it, it's just a mascara. Okay, so that's the eyes done. And then I just take lipstick again, and we're going to just do our lips now. The different on this, it's just got this lovely, I don't know if you can see that, there's just an ever so slight bend, curve in it, and that means it hugs your lips as you apply the lipstick. And then I just draw in my top lip because I don't have much of a top lip. There we go. So that would be my daytime look. Take off the ears, go to work, everything's fine and dandy. So let's say I'm going from work out for the evening and I just want to jazz this up a little bit. So then what I would do is I would take my foundation again. So this is again from the Kudos package, the £79. And again, just put in a little, maybe 3 dots this time to just refresh the eyeshadow, where the foundation where it needs to be refreshed. So forehead, chin maybe. Brighten that up, add a little bit of extra depth. You might find that over the course of the day the concealer has worn away. Your lipstick will have definitely worn away. So we're just going to add a little bit, another layer to this to just jazz it up and dress it up a bit. Cover up a few, you see how it builds up, and I can cover up more of those freckles of mine. Some freckles are impossible to cover up, but we work with what we've got, don't we? The idea is to enhance, not to cover. So then on the eyes, this is the bit is the bit that we're most concerned about doing for going out. So again, I go back to my Addiction 1 palette, and I'm going to, this time I'm going to take, let me see. I think I'll take the sponge, and we're just going to start by going in. I'm going to go from the inside of my eye to the outside of my eye, making it brighter as I go. So I'm going to start with this colour here called Brassy. And again, it just requires the smallest amount. Don't start with a huge amount of powder on your brush, or you'll just end up with fallout all over the place. So that's going to go into the inner corner. Same on the other side. Do the lightest colour first. Okay, then I'm going to go in with Swanky, which is this beautiful pewter, almost gold colour. So it's not quite pewter, but it's not quite gold. It's kind of a nice metallic. And again, smallest quantity. I haven't gone digging in there. I've just swiped it over the surface to pick it up. And I'm just going to pack that in on the centre of my eyelid. Wow. Can you see that? Do the same thing, little swipes. And we're just going to pack that in on the centre. I'm literally packing down from my crease line, my actual crease line, to the bottom of my lid. I'll do a bit more because it's not quite the same as the other eye. There we go. And then with the last of the shimmer ones in here, I'm going to go in with a bit of the Zealous. This is one on the edge here. And I'm just going to go in on the corner. And it looks really patchy at the moment because I haven't done any blending, but I'll do some blending in a minute. Again on the other side. Go in on the corner. Blend. Pack it on. Okay. Pack it in on that side. Right. Looks a bit patchy. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the Deluxe brush. And I'm going to start on the outside here, and I'm just going to blend it. And blend it until it's all smoothed out. And that just gives me a little bit of shimmer to go out with. I think I just need a little bit more of the Brassy towards the centre of this eye to match it up. I think I went a little bit further with the Brassy this way. Oops, wrong one. Brassy. It's a really nice gold colour is Brassy. It's quite brassy. Now I've got a little bit of gold that's gone on there, so I'm just going to take some of that chipper and just blend that out a bit. That's better. Match that up on the other side. And now I'm going to take the side of the foam brush again. I'm just going to go into that lower lash. Same thing on the other side. I need the assistance of another hand. and that just brightens it up a bit. And then I'm just going to take the tip of that brush, that sponge, and drop it into Sincere. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but let's give it a shot. And Sincere is just going to blend the brassy into the tear duct there. And that's taken our look from daytime to nighttime. If you then also wanted to warm up the highlight, you can, and match it up to your eyes, you can then take a bit of brassy and just take that in as a highlight as well. Now, the final thing to make this a real nighttime look is to deal with the lashes. We want them to look as false as we possibly can. So we start with the two. We've got the gel on one side and the fibres on the other. Loosen the caps of both. Get them ready to go. And you're going to take your gel and coat the upper lashes on one eye first. I'm getting as close as I can for this. A, so that I can see, but B, also so you can see what's going on. Okay, got lots of gel on those lashes now. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the fibres, and we're just going to roll the fibres along the back of the hand to push them into that wand. Okay, and then we're going to take them and apply them to those lashes, paying specific attention to the ends. Wow, can you see the difference? Wow, that's incredible. Look at that. Okay, then you're just going to leave those to sit for a few minutes while you do the other eye. So, lash, take the mascara, really give those lashes a good coating. You need something for the fibres to stick to. So really pay attention and make sure you get as much of those lashes covered as you possibly can without sticking the mascara wand into your eye. And then you're going to take the fibres again, roll them on the back of your hand, and then you're going to coat the lashes, paying specific attention to the ends of the lashes. Don't worry about fallout in this case, because there will be some fibres that fall, and just brush those off later. Can you see that? Much more obvious on this eye, I don't know why, but now I leave those to, I would at this point, if I had to redo my lipstick, I would redo my lipstick. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just take the gloss, because we're taking this from a day to a night look. So let's just take the gloss. The wand on this one is almost a brush in its feel. It's a really silky feel. Okay, and now what I would do is do the lower lashes again. So we're going to do the lower lashes. I don't fibre my bottom lashes. I would like to still be able to see to drive, please. And I just feel as though, well, I would never wear false lashes on my bottom lash anyway. But just go in and take special care to make sure all those lashes are covered with mascara. Same on the other side. we go. And now we're going to go back and coat over those fibres to make sure they stay in place. Just keep turning your mascara wand slightly so that you're scraping fresh mascara off onto those lashes. Same thing again on the other side. Keep turning. And there we go. That's taken my daytime look to a nighttime look. You can do other things, you know, you could add a little bit more blush, either with lipstick or if you've actually got a blusher. A lot of us have got lots of makeup. So anyway, that is, if I now take off my cat's ears and straighten my hair out, there we go. Let's get it all into place. So that's my how to do a full face of makeup using everything from the Younique Presenters Kit and the Kudos Kit for April. If you are interested in buying the Presenters Kit, it is £69. You get that case, those face products, and then all of the eye and lip and makeup, the mascara. That mascara is amazing. And if you then want to add to that, the foundation kit, the Kudos kit, is a further £79, and that feels really expensive. But if you've never bought makeup before, this gives you everything that you need to do to create a full face the way I have done today. Plus, once you've had a chance to experiment and play around, you can try all sorts of different things and get different effects for it that will suit your face. It's just a case of practicing and playing. But what I will hasten to point out is that presenter's kit with the case, excluding the case, is worth £285. If you then also buy the Kudos kit for that, that's another £108. So it's a really good way of getting hold of a great kit to get you going with makeup. If anyone's got any questions, please contact me. My email address is younique@kerawan.com. I'll place that in the down bar so that you can see my email address. If you would like to buy Younique products from me, then my Younique address will also be in the down bar. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer them. And my next video will hopefully be on how you can use Younique products with the stuff that you've already got. So thanks very much for taking your time to watch, and I look forward to talking to you later. Bye!